So we're traveling down the road today. I'm not trying to loosen my load, but I do have a world of troubles on my mind. Trying to figure out how to conduct a search for some jewelry. What happened is a friend of a friend had the misfortune of having their house burned down about a month ago. And it didn't burn all the way down, and the whole family got out, no problem, so that's good. But there's a bunch of jewelry missing, and they think that it's in the ashes. They have found some, but they want to get some people that have some experience in there to look around. So I volunteered to go out there and check it out today. I'm not sure what I'm going to find, what the conditions of the house might be, but I wanted to just make a little video so you guys can see some of the different things I try to get into occasionally. Now I'm not doing this for money or anything, it's just strictly a volunteer thing. Although she did say I could detect the yard when I'm done if I want to, so yeah, we'll see how that goes, but that's not a big deal. So what we'll do, sorry about that, is start shooting video when we get there, as long as she's cool with it, and I think she will be. And if not, I'll tell you what I found at the end of the day. We'll see you then. So I've already met with a homeowner, and they've showed me around to where they think the jewelry might be. And he mentioned that there's 2 Glocks missing too that he can't find. And he showed me where that was as well. So we're going to look for 2 Glocks and some antique heirloom jewelry. This is what the house looks like. And we're going to go up the steps. It's very windy, so the video is going to be short in the house, I think, because once we get up on top, it's going to be really horrible sounding audio. Let's go ahead and walk up the steps. Like I said, I've been up here already, so I know it's safe. So I don't need to take quite as much time as I normally would going into this type of situation. You see, it's just a shame, isn't it? And everybody get out safe though, so that's good. Big family, couple pets, and everything was fine. Look at that, it's a mess. The home is, well, this is scheduled for demolition in just a couple of days. So we're in here just in time. And this is where he said he had a bag full of guns right here that he did recover already. Looky there. That looks like a Glock magazine. Notice I didn't say clip. Ha! There we go. Didn't cook off either. Now, there's some shotgun shells there. He's probably not too worried about those. He said that the Glock stuff, there's a holster, but it's melted. He said that the other Glocks should be right in this area here. He was afraid it might be melted though, but we're going to look anyway. The jewelry box is right over here in this corner. They've recovered a bunch of it, but they're still missing a bunch of it. And I think we'll have pretty good luck. It's not that big of an area, really. And he said when they were looking, the ashes were frozen solid, because of course it's been really cold here. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of scoop up all the ashes in this area, and I'm going to put it in the screen, just kind of screen through it. I brought my magnet pick too, so I get the nails out. I'm not sure if that will help, but let's set everything up and get to it. I hope that audio is not too bad. Sorry about that. So I'm just getting started here, and I found this. This might actually be the jewelry box. I'm not sure. Now the homeowner's still here, but I told him it'd be easier for me to do this by myself because it's not a big area. Oh, look, there's a little earring right there. Yeah, it's not an old one though, but give that back to him. So what I'm going to do is just kind of scoop out some of this big stuff first. And when we get down to the ash and stuff, we'll start sifting. I don't really see too much in here yet. There's a big hole in the corner right there, so we have to be really careful there. So I won't go over there at all. I don't see anything just offhand, but they said it's a lot of gold jewelry, and so that should be pretty easy to find. We'll be able to see that. It'll be nice and bright and shiny if it's not melted. But they already found a few pieces, and they said it wasn't melted, so that's a good sign. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera off, and we're going to start sifting, and if I see anything cool, I'll turn it back on. So what I've done is I've dug the ashes out down to the carpet, so we don't have to go any deeper than that. I threw everything up here in a sifter. Problem is, of course, being wet, you can't really sift it, so we're just going to have to slowly rake it down like this and look through it as we go along. I think anything gold will be really shiny, and we'll be able to see it very easily though. So, but we'll just take it. Well, there's something right there, look. Here's a watch. Unfortunately, it's in really bad shape. It looks like the part of it's melted off, but we'll save that for him. And we'll just keep going through here little by little. I tried the pinpointer, and there's so many nails in here from the roof. It really didn't work very well. And I used the magnet, and I did pull out some of the nails, but I think this is going to be about the only way we can really do this and effectively look to everything in the time that we have today. I don't think we'll be here too long though, hopefully. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. If it was dry, it'd be so much easier. I mean, we'd be able to sift right through it. There's a little, some type of little necklace thingy. I don't know. Guess we'll save it and see if it means anything to him. I don't know. But I think we'll see it if it's in here. So I hope so. I'll put everything in a pile, so if they want to go through it again, they can. I don't have a lot of hope that we're going to miss a lot. Well, I don't want to say I have hope we're not going to miss anything, but I don't think we're going to miss much based on what we're doing. So, yeah, there's nothing else here. I'll go ahead and dump this out and load it back up again, and if I see anything neat, I'll turn the camera on for you. So I've cleaned out most of the area where they thought the stuff might be. I'm working way over here now and digging out some stuff. And I think we found our first piece of jewelry that they're going to be interested in. Looky right there. You see it? Looks like a gold ring. That's what it is. Yeah, they'll be happy with that. Excellent. Maybe we're getting into a good area now. I'll we'll look in here. Keep in mind this dark stuff. Way across there, which is further away than they were telling me there might be things. So we'll keep looking, and I'll turn the camera back on as soon as we find something else that's interesting. So pretty much cleared out this area all the way back through here, and I've sifted everything as best I could. I did find a few more pieces. This is what I ended up with so far. And I gave the one ring I found in the watch to the homeowner already. There's a couple more rings here and a few pieces of jewelry. I don't know if this is exactly what she was after, but at least we did find a few more things. Unfortunately, it's frozen underneath there. As you guys know, it was a really, really bad winter, and it's just frozen solid, so I can't get into that stuff at all. I think there's going to be another volunteer out here tomorrow to help them out a little bit, and they might be able to get in there a little better than I just did. I hope anyway. Before we go look for those guns, I had a little idea that maybe what we should do is go down to the next floor and look underneath this hole, because this is the area where they said they lost this stuff, and they just told me that hole was here already. So I don't have high hopes, because it looks like there was some type of closet right here. There's probably a wall here when it had the fire, but we're gonna go down and look down there next. Let's work our way through here. It's a mess. That's such a shame, isn't it? Alright, so we're underneath the master bedroom, and if we look up here, that's the hole we were just looking at. So we're gonna dig around in here just a little bit and see what we can find. I'm gonna turn the camera off though for a bit. I've dug through this stuff a little bit, and look, here's a piece of the roof. The stuff that was in the upper bedroom there that was on the floor should be under here with any luck. There is a chance that we still might be able to find some more of that jewelry, I hope. We'll dig down through here a ways and see what we can find. Still frozen though. That's the problem I had upstairs. I started hitting this ice and I can't get through that stuff. It's going to be a couple more days. Yeah, it's frozen too. It's going to be a couple more days before we can really get in here. And I don't know. I think they're going to start tearing the house down really soon, so they might be out of luck with that. Alright, we're going to dig around in here a little bit. I'll go get my pick. We can pry some of this stuff out of here and look underneath. There's a little bead here. I don't know if that's a pearl or what, but it's definitely some jewelry. A lot of that stuff may have come down from up above, but it's really solid, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to dig it. I won't be able to do anything with that ice right there, I don't think. Alright, I'll turn it back on if we see anything cool. Alright, that's it for here. It is just frozen solid. You know, maybe they can look in here a little bit later. I'm definitely going to recommend that they come back though and check his corner out. So we're back up here to where he thinks the guns might be. And he's thinking it might be down in this mess here. Now he's pretty disgusted in that he feels it probably melted because they're Glocks. But we're going to go ahead and dig in there and see if we can find him, and hopefully that we can still use. Well, I finished digging it out and I didn't find any guns. It could be back in there, but that's frozen. I can't get to it. Did find a few boxes of ammo though. They still have that. Now I want to look around just a few more minutes and see if we can maybe find one more decent thing for him. But I've looked pretty much everywhere I could that isn't frozen. This frozen clothes and stuff, I just can't get through it. So if they can come back in a couple days, maybe they'll have some luck. But you know, I did my best for them today. We found a few things, so I think it was worth coming out here. Until next time. Yeah, so we did good today. We did find a few pieces of jewelry that, you know, the wife was really happy to get back. And I found a couple other things I didn't really get on video. Sorry about that, but I'm tired. But it's the end of the day. It's about 4:30, and I'm headed home. We're in a historic Sharpsburg, Maryland, right next to the Antietam battlefield. And so now you know about where I live. We'll see you next time. An email from a friend who has a friend that had an unfortunate accident and that their house burned down recently. Oops. 5.1 miles.